Hey everyone, Saskia here from Meerschweinchenkäfig Guinea Pig Rescue, and today I want to talk about something that is super important. It's 3 times super important. It's the size of the cage your guinea pig is living in. Okay, that is so important. I cannot emphasize it enough. So when people want to adopt one of our guinea pigs, we collect some information, right? They fill out the adoption form, and then we ask that they upload a photo if they already have a cage, or just let us know what kind of cage they have. And more than often than not, it is a cage that is not big enough, that is not appropriate. So it's those cages with the hard plastic bottom. So actually I have one here. Whoa. I have, see, this is what they look like, and you see how small they are. And this is the average size kind of that we see a lot of. We usually have a lot of these cages because people come and surrender their guinea pigs, and we get everything that they surrender. We get that as well, and it's often these cages come with it. So, and these cages are being recommended in the pet store because a lot of the people that have these cages are the ones that went to the pet store. I think if you go to a rescue, you will probably be advised to get a bigger cage. But the pet stores don't. They will recommend something like this. Now there are bigger cages like this, but they still also have that plastic bottom, but they are also not appropriate. They're still not, in fact, which is crazy if you think about it, the pet stores don't sell cages that are big enough for a guinea pig. That blows your mind if you think about it, right? So this is the cage that we really like. This is the guinea pig Midwest habitat. And this would be the minimum size that we allow when we're doing adoptions. It is really nice. It is open. You want to have that open space. You can also add a second cage to this, so you can make it even bigger. And we just love this. And okay, why do you want it open as opposed to closed like the other cages are? And that is because you can really interact with your guinea pigs that way. If the cage is closed, then you are not so likely when you walk by to stop and, you know, give your guinea pig a little scratch on its head, which is how you're bonding, how your guinea pig becomes tame, is a daily interaction. Because, well, you have to open the cage, then you have to go try and, you know, find your guinea pig, and they're running away because they're scared of your hand. Cages like this, they are really a good tool in making your guinea pigs more tame and more used to you. You'll have so much more fun interacting with your piggies when they have a cage like this. So this would be the minimum size requirement, okay? Now, another reason why guinea pigs need bigger cages. The smaller cages, unfortunately, what happens is for years, and we've seen this, is that they will sit and will sit, basically. They don't really have anywhere to go to. So they'll just sit. They can walk to the food bowl, they can walk maybe to the hay or to the water bowl, but that is kind of the extent of it. So what happens is that, and they will become kind of depressed as well, is that they'll just sit in one space, and they'll sit in their filth, they'll sit in their urine, and they can actually get a host of health issues because of that. And one of them is swollen paws. We just had Miss Caroline, actually did a video on her, and she came in and she must have been kept in an extremely small space because all 4 of her feet were extremely swollen. She couldn't walk anymore. She's doing fine now once she's got the space and we gave her the treatment. So that is why it's just so important. And then people say, listen, I give my guinea pig lots of floor time to make up for the lack of space, but you know, that should always be an extra or a given that they're gonna get that time, and not be to make up for the lack of size, okay? Now, a lot of you have the wrong cage, and don't feel bad because you probably went to the pet store and were told that this is the cage that is good. So who are you to say, well, no, I want a bigger cage? Because they're supposed to know that stuff, right? And advise you correctly. So if you have one of those cages, I mean, don't feel bad. you can always, the good thing is you can make the change now and make your guinea pig happier, prolong their life as well. So yeah, it's crazy. They just don't sell the right cages. In a little bit I want to actually go onto Amazon and I want to just see what it is that is sold, and we're going to pick out the right cages, and we're going to talk about the wrong cages. And also, you know, when the smaller cage, it gets dirty so much faster, and that's when people complain, oh, my guinea pigs smell, because, you know, I change them once a week, but it gets so stinky. That's because it all just, you know, is concentrated in one area and it's not cleaned enough. So with the Midwest, you have 2 guinea pigs living there, you should be fine for a whole week without cleaning it, and it should be completely fine. You shouldn't be smelling anything. So I wanted to go into the garage to show you. We just cleaned all the cages, and I want to show you how we keep some of our guinea pigs, okay? So let's take a peek over there. Okay, cleaning day today at the rescue, and Catherine is busy, hard at work cleaning the Buddha boys. And look at the space the Buddha boys have. Now that is a nice cage, wouldn't you say? If you have space for this, that is awesome. This is so amazing. I always say 1 grid per guinea pig, so you count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry. Yes, 6. So I got 5 in here, which we're not going to add any more. This is perfect. So they all have a lot of space, and they get to walk, and they do. They walk from here all the way to the end, and that is what keeps them healthy. Guinea pigs that are not able to walk are not going to be healthy. You know, they're going to get all kinds of things wrong. It's the same with people. If you just sit on the chair and have a sedentary life, you are not going to be as healthy as you would if you were more active, right? So this is a nice cage. Okay, then we have one that is 1 grid smaller, and as you can see, this is also a really nice cage. It's got multiple hideys. They love the hideys. As you see, we don't really have toys in the cages because we found that, you know, guinea pigs don't really like playing with them. Though some people say I have a guinea pig who loves the toys. But as a rule, I just like to put nice houses. These are the space houses, actually. Look at you, dude. That's Grace. Grace is having a little nap on the space house. It's awesome. And so here is a nice example of the, excuse about all this, but that is because we are cleaning today. This is a Midwest guinea pig habitat, and as you can see, these are 2 big full-grown males, and this is a good cage for them. They each have a hidey, which is important. You want to get a hay rack or a hay holder, like, you know, that is a snack shack that we put the hay in. And this is a great size for both of them. They don't squabble, they can get away from each other if they want to. So this is a really nice cage. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's kind of finished. We got all their little houses up, and as you can see, which is a great tip actually, we have these little blankies underneath the houses because they tend to love the houses and they tend to go pee-pee on those. So we have these, and we just clean them out every day. Yeah, and it works really well, and everything else stays clean, right, Casanova? Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah. What about you, Bomba? Good boy. Okay, so what I really want to do right now is I want to go shopping. Let's go shopping for cages, okay? Let's go shopping. I'm gonna just go to Amazon and I'm gonna put in guinea pig cage, and we're gonna see what comes up, and then we're gonna talk about those. And I also want to show you some of the cages when people are surrendering, the photos that they include with their surrender form. There's a whole bunch, and some of them you'll be shocked to see how they were living, how many were living in one cage. So that is something I want to address and show you guys. Okay, so let's have a look. I have already typed in guinea pig cage. Now what's interesting is that you will see here the more common searches that people are doing. Guinea pig cage for 2 guinea pigs, so for 3 guinea pigs large. So that's I like seeing that. That's awesome. That means people are looking for bigger cages. But let's just stick with the regular guinea pig cage. Let's see what we're gonna bring up. Okay, so yeah, there is our guinea pig Midwest habitat right here, which is great. And then this one is not so great. And you can see how this one is actually more expensive than the guinea pig habitat. Now that second one is what I actually was talking about. Like, I hate those because you can't get them out of that little door that they made there. They just wedged themselves in there. And look how small it is. It's just super, super, super small. In fact, will they give us the sizes? It is 30 inches long. 30. That's really, 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 really small. Then they also have a rabbit cage, a rabbit version of this, which looks the same, but it's longer and has, oh, it has 7 more inches. It's 7 inches longer. I mean, bunnies need more space than guinea pigs even. Bunnies really, you know, bunnies need to be free range. That's what I think. If you have a bunny, it needs to be a house bunny. But I don't really know much about bunnies, but if I did have a bunny, I would make sure that my bunny just had the run of the place, because that's what they require. Though guinea pigs are very comfortable in their habitat. They actually don't feel the need to go explore and jump out of their cage or climb out and, you know, run around and see what's going on. That is very rare to find a guinea pig like that. But as long as you got the right cage, guinea pigs will be very happy. So, and that was 142 bucks. Did you see that? That was a lot of money. Okay, so we see a lot of these, which is great, and they're a bestseller, which is wonderful as well. And then we have the Living World. Okay, the Living World, if you measure that cage from the top to the side, like the top here to the side, you will find that it is approximately the same size as the Midwest guinea pig cage. However, it is taken again, this slants inwards. You are stealing inches, crucial inches, so it is not the same size as a Midwest guinea pig habitat. Inside, it is not, if you measure it again. So, not good. And these are super expensive. So expensive. And that's the XL. And then the standard. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? Oh, look how small it is. It's just so sad. It's not okay. It's not okay. All right. And let's keep going. Okay, KB, guinea pig, rabbit cage, just the same stuff, really. Ooh, and then this one. I like it, but it's still odd. I mean, it still doesn't really give them all that space they need to just run around vertically. Like, they just want to make a run for it. They can't, because there's a ramp in the middle, there's a cage in between, like right here. So, you know, I'd still say, let me see, it's 50 total, but then that's a small cage, and yeah, it's an improvement, but I would love to see it bigger. I want to see it a little bigger. And then there is this contraption. What is this? I've never seen this before. What is this contraption? And it's $100. It's expensive. This looks like a bird cage, but it's marketed as a small animal cage, and it's only 32 by 20 by 26. and it has a multi-level, second level. So this is a second level, apparently. But it's not really a level, it's just a little platform that some of them might not even ever use. And then, oh, look how convenient. You have the plastic bottom in there that has already got like some openings. It's almost like an upgraded version of the metal wire bottom that the poopies will fall through. That's just horrible. That's not the way these days we are supposed to keep our animals, okay? Look at it, so small. Then I have one for that's a little more money, and that's because why is that? Probably because of the color. It's pink, but you can have a ferret in there, apparently, a bunny, a chinchilla, and I say that you shouldn't have any of them in there. Now there's 212 ratings for this cage, and most of them are good. So perfect for pellet poopers. The perforated floor allows the poop pellets to drop through. So that means that I guess they're not putting any bedding other than that harder plastic bedding with the holes in it. Huh. So what worries me though a little bit is that 24 people found this useful, meaning 24 people are looking at this cage because they really like it, and because, you know, they love the functionality of those poopies falling through. And it seems that what they're doing is they are kind of, you know, molding the guinea pig and its needs to their life rather than the opposite way, which is molding your life to the guinea pig's needs. So that's a big one. Bunnies, they put bunnies in here. So here's someone talking about a lion head who loves the raised platform, but it's so small. Let's look at these photos. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. This is one of the smallest cages. That's a kitty cat who lives with the rabbit, I guess, but aw, poor guy. He takes up half the cage. He takes up half the cage. And then this is so popular, this cage. It is super popular. It's got how many reviews? It's got 212 reviews, and it's at 4.5 stars. It blows me away. It blows me away, guys. That I wasn't expecting, I think, to find this. That people, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just blown away because this is really teeny. Surely you see that you put that bunny in there and it's like more than half the space is taken up by just the bunny lying down. All right, let's go look at the other cages that are on offer. This is Amazon's Basics cage. This is their cage that they made. It's a teeny little smaller than the Midwest, so we're not that keen on it because it is a little smaller. I think we've used it as an emergency cage once or twice because it's much cheaper than the Midwest.
Sorry. Too late.
Because it's much cheaper than the Midwest. Now let's go back. And yeah, these I liking that this one keeps popping up. And you know what? Look at it. It's got 13,000 4.5 reviews. So I gotta wonder though, how do you go from looking at this cage to actually purchasing this one? That for $100, for twice the amount of money, but you get half the space. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, and then again, the Living World Deluxe, which people think like that is, you know, That's the bomb, and it really isn't. This is too small. That is a folding rabbit cage, but isn't that is more like a transport cage, I think. That's not really supposed to be a permanent cage. And this is the editorial recommendations, as you can see here. Editorial recommendations. And who wrote this? I think they have like experts write this. Let's see the full article. Let's have a look. Written by My Pet Needs That. That might be the name of the blogger. And they have the blogger, I guess, pick out items that they recommend, and then they put them there on the page, and then if you purchase one of these, the blogger, I think, gets a percentage of that. That's a new thing that Amazon started doing. So none of these are good. None of these are good. So, you know, you gotta wonder. Of course, it's so hard when you see stuff like this. This is a blogger who just decided that, you know, let's just put these up, and no, not really thinking that let's do some research first. Or maybe this is a rabbit expert and who says, yeah, no, absolutely, these cages are fine. I mean, I don't know the story. But My Pet Needs That. Let's have a look at that profile. Who is that? About us. My Pet Needs is a free resource for pet parents and pet lovers alike. Our team consists of veterinarians, animal trainers, and experts, full-time researchers and writers, and of course animal lovers from around the world. Care better for their pets so they can be healthier, happier, and live longer. Our mission is we're dedicated to animal welfare. Wow, okay. I guess they just work with, it's a one company who works with different types of influencers, I suppose. Let's see what's your website, what's going on there. Small animals. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is a company that just basically makes its money by publishing little reviews about items, and puts a link to Amazon where they will receive money if you buy it. So, you know, be very careful with those review sites, because they are not always giving you the best review, or they're not always telling you to get the best product, because there's money behind it. As soon as there's money, integrity goes out the window. The best bedding for guinea pigs. Yeah, not bad. But we weren't talking about bedding. We were talking about cages. So their list, mypetneedsthat.com. I have a big problem with your list for cages. Not okay. Not okay. All right. I was here. Sorry. I saw this indoor hutch. Oh, this one. Look at that. This one. Is there a picture of a guinea pig? No, there isn't. No, okay, good, because this is definitely not a guinea pig cage. It's more like a hamster cage. And even then, hamsters do need a lot of space. All they want to do when you got them in a cage is escape. Escape, escape, escape. So it'd be nice for them to have lots and lots of space to roam and figure out their escape from a bigger cage. They're hysterical. Outdoor hutches, again, they don't really work. People like it because it might, you know, suit the vibe of their house, or, you know, it's too small, the wood doesn't work. This I'm not familiar with. Let's have a look at this cage. That's kind of new. I haven't seen that. That's the XXL rabbit cage. It measures 63, 23, 19. It's still very narrow though. It's still pretty narrow. It looks a little bigger, but huh. Well, I think you get the idea. This is Midwest who made this. It's called the Critterville Clio guinea pig cage with all the accessories. It's just as good as the KT guinea pig starter kit, which is not good. It's just as big, I think. It looks just as big. Now, the wonderful cages we like to make are these. You just use these, okay? Those are the CNC cages. We love the CNC cages. So it'd be nice to actually go and have a look at a website that is purely dedicated to the proper guinea pig houses, cages. So this is not bad, but as you can see on the whole, oh, the Webbitat. Let's have a look at Webbitat. I've been hearing a lot about it. Again, it's not big enough. Definitely not for your bunny, because they grow so much bigger. I have so much more need for space, and it's the XL. And it got tons of good reviews, and that just also one that makes me wonder, my goodness, I have so much more work cut out to really advocate for these little guys, to make sure people are buying the right cages. And if you explain, it makes sense. You know, when people come here and they like, nope, I have this cage, not changing it. And I'm very, very rarely that I've not been able to change their mind and their whole way of thinking because of the way I explain it. And also because, of course, I don't approach it with anger or frustration. I just point out the facts, but I'm really nice about it. I'm gentle. I come from a place of love. And people do respond to that, and then they will open up the reason, and then they think, oh my God, you know, yes, my goodness, what she's saying makes total sense. Okay. And here we are, guineapigcages.com. I love sending people here. It is the only, well, I think it is the only website that has the proper cages, the proper information about cages. So this already here explains you the cage size standards. If you have 1, 3, 2 or 4 pigs, how much space do they need in terms of grids? And you know, you can make the coolest CNC cages out of these. These are so cool. There's people here that made, like, they got like a forum, I think, of photo galleries and uploaded photos from people that made like the really cool CNC cages. It's like the way to go. And you can buy them commercially now as well. You can actually buy them, they sell them. And look here in the corner, I like that, the old way, pet store cages, commercial cages. So let's have a peek at that. What does that page say? Pet store cages. Oh, okay. The Marchiori. I heard about this cage, and they're hard to find. Imported from Italy, but what are they saying? That this is a good cage? No, because I don't think these are big enough either. If you compare them to the Midwest, they're still small. But these are like, yeah, pretty much more the same that we've been looking at, really. You know, the Hagen cage. Can you believe this thing? What is that? That has like a, it looks like where you sprout your seeds. Crazy stuff. Yeah, yep. All small, 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 small. And oh wait, that's a dwarf rabbit home. Oh, that's abusively too small. Yeah, I think so. And there's nothing deluxe about it. Nope. And that's another thing. The names of those cages they give them is really, you know, it's misleading to say the least. CNC cages. Let's see some of the awesome cages. Why do we like it? Because it maximizes space, it's easy to clean, inexpensive, easy to make, easy to change the design. You can choose all your colors, aesthetically pleasing, durable, good visibility, good air circulation. It's all correct. You can add levels, you can cat-proof it, multi-use materials. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on and on and on. So they sell the supplies to make it. And I thought they also sold the complete cages. Huh, okay, well, not sure. Oh, wait, it says store. So let's see what's in the store. Huh, there you go. So you can buy your awesome cage here. Look at that. This can actually have a top as well. These are just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We need more of those. Now, I have heard that KT has come out with a cage that's called Open Spaces, or Open Space Cage, that exceeds kind of our size expectations. So this is the Open Living Small Pet Habitat. This is a small one, but then you get the bigger one, and it's out of stock right now because I think a lot of people are trying to buy it. And it's very simple. It's just got that, you know, plasticky bottom. Apparently it's not like the canvas of the Midwest. It's a little less sturdy, but it gives you 12.5 square feet of living space. So that is kind of the biggest one that you can buy just in the pet store online that you can get. Now, I don't think you can get these at the store. I actually went to a few pet stores to see if they actually sold a good size cage, a proper cage for a guinea pig, and I did not find any. They did not. I went to a couple of stores and I thought surely one of them is gonna carry a good cage. Unfortunately, they didn't. So, you know, as you can see, it's pretty dire still. We have a long way to go in educating people. The pet stores have a huge hand in this. It is in their interest that these cages remain small, because that means more people will want to take on a guinea pig. Yet, if the cage were actually the proper cage, the size that they require, a lot of people would not have the guinea pigs, would not take the guinea pigs, because they all want to do right by their animals, essentially, which the store in turn is going to take a loss in profits, because they profit from selling you the food, the hay, the toys, the accessories, you name it. So, all right, well, that was very interesting. Okay, so this is a collection of images that I have collected over the years. Whenever I saw something interesting, I just like put it aside. These all come from our surrender forms. So I know that these were guinea pigs that were looking to be surrendered, that were living in these cages, because we ask for people to send, you know, a photo of the guinea pig, and sometimes they will send a photo of the cage as well. So, and this will give you a good indication. There's a whole bunch of them, so but it'll give you a good indication of the types of cages. This cage here, that actually just looks really cool. It's not in there because it's too small. It's just that it is not a guinea pig cage, even though the bottom would be big enough. But that's more like chinchilla or rat or something, or ferret. It's super cool, whatever it is. Here is that platform again that we don't like. That platform is really just underneath. It's really dark, and it's so easy for a guinea pig to go sick, hide underneath there. You're not gonna really notice because there is no open top. You don't have as much interaction with them for a guinea pig to get sick, and you're not gonna notice. And by the time you do, it's just piggy is far gone. Which is the reason I don't like having guinea pigs at the way of the bottom of like the hospital cages, of our stacked cages or single male cages, because I'm constantly on my hands and knees looking at them, because it's so easy to overlook them when they're kind of that low and it's kind of dark underneath there. So no fan. Actually, look at these guys here. That is actually not a cage. That I just included it because it looks funny. I don't think they were kept like this, but then again, maybe they were. I'm not sure. But you can see this guy too, way too small. Absolutely way too small. And this is a hutch. This is not a guinea pig cage. These are usually kept outdoors, but a lot of people like them maybe for the look. It goes with the decor, I don't know, and keep them inside. And well, for one, they always have levels usually, and you can reach one level. You can reach the levels, the guinea pigs can, but it's not enough space still, because they need to have that space vertically so they can run literally from one end to the other. And this way you're stealing the space as well, even though, you know, it goes up. Their space shouldn't be going up, it should be going vertical. Not only that, but having a hutch like that in your home is really, really tough, because the wood is going to get wet, it's going to get peed on, and you know what, it's going to smell. You won't be able to clean it properly. The wood is going to get like little insects in it and little, you know, maggots and stuff in the summer. I know this because I used to have hutches like this in the Netherlands, so I know, and a lot of my European friends have hutches like this, and they have them in the yard. But these are, you know, I just don't like them, period, and I just don't think they should be in the house. I wouldn't want them in the house. This one here, these are also, I mean, that looks like a little bigger than the other ones, but it's still not big enough. Now this one here, these are two big guinea pigs, and you can tell that, you know, this is the end of the cage. There's not enough space for these kids whatsoever. And then this one here also, you can see behind, that is a small cage. Look at this one. It's cute. It's got wheels and it's got a cute blue color, and it's got this little ramp. Now, not all guinea pigs use the ramp. They don't, some do, but then when they get older they might stop using the ramp as well. So don't think that this is giving them extra space, because it really isn't. It really is not. Same with this one here. See, it really is not giving them space. If anything, it takes away from the overall space, because it is ramp that's just sitting right there in the middle and prevents them from just like really using all the space, right? So that's another myth, is that the ramp is an extra space, or, you know, the second level that makes for the total space to be acceptable, but it's not. It's not. So here you can see also how small this cage is. This is probably like the Petco starter kit, I think they call it. I mean, a starter kit. What is that? What does that mean? You know, like a starter pet. So here you have a little easy to take care of pet and a little cage. So I don't understand. I don't get it. What I do know is that the pet stores are deliberately selling these smaller cages. If they were to actually tell people that you need a proper sized cage in order to keep the animals happy and healthy and mentally healthy, then a lot of people may decide that guinea pigs are not for them, because they want to do right by the animal. So if they are told, like, listen, you really need a bigger cage because those small cages are just not fair, I think a lot of people are going to say, you know what, a lot of people are good people, and they're going to say, no, I'm not going to want a guinea pig because I cannot provide the space the guinea pig needs. But no, that is not what the pet stores do. They sell you the Petco starter kit and smaller cages like that. So you think, oh great, the store's telling me that this is fine. So of course you're going to believe them because they should know, you think, you know. And listen, I am not saying anything about the staff that works at Petco or, you know, PetSmart or any of the pet stores, because, you know, those are all young people who really started wanted a job because they love animals. They wanted to be around animals and have a fun job, and then only to kind of, you know, be confronted with the reality, which is Petco starter kits and, you know, guinea pigs that are too big to go into small cages. So it's actually a very sad situation for a lot of these young people that got a job. You know, again, here another little platform, small house. This is actually a guinea pig cage. Well, no, it's not, but someone had guinea pigs in here, and not one thought that this may not be appropriate. And I believe that they purchased this at the pet store, and the pet store, whoever they spoke with at the pet store, said that this was a great cage and that they actually like climbing up and will use it. Which he then said, the owner, like, well, they didn't. They just, you know, stayed at the bottom and didn't really use that at all. Which then left them also with like zero space to live in. Look at this. This is the castle this guinea pig lived in. It's teeny tiny. It's like a hamster cage. And we see that sometimes, hamster cages with guinea pigs in them. This looks like a homemade cage. And these guinea pigs just came in not too recently. This actually looks like a bird kind of cage that was attached to the house with a wire. You see that? And I guess this is a pellet bowl that's empty. So that's very sad. This guy, look at him. He is like the typical small cage that would like fit on the shelf. So I've heard this before where people go, hey, it was perfect. We could just like, he fit on the shelf in my daughter's bedroom. And I'm thinking, no, a guinea pig is not supposed to fit on a shelf. But it was the perfect size, and it was just worked out really well. And that's just because they didn't know any better. The people don't know any better. And a lot of you who are watching the video probably also don't have you know, one of the cages that I recommend and have one of these cages. And again, don't feel bad. You now know you can make a change, okay? You didn't know any better. Someone told you this was okay, and you had no reason to not believe that whatever they were saying, that they did not have all the correct information. So, you know, and if you are upgrading your cage, oh my goodness, you're gonna have so much more fun with your guinea pigs. You will not believe it. The guinea pig's gonna be so happy. You're gonna just feel their happiness, really. And you are gonna feel so much better about it as well, because there's nothing more fun than seeing your guinea pigs in a nice big space, and they're popcorning and they're having fun, and you know, it just, that stuff warms my heart. So, well, thank you all for shopping with me and looking at my photos that I have. Thank you. So we learned a lot, right? We've seen all these cages. It was really eye-opening for me as well. I learned some new stuff as well. I love that new cage, that KT Open Spaces cage. That is like the biggest cage on the market right now. So that was really kudos to KT for bringing that out. Love that. So yeah, basically, listen, if you have a guinea pig in the small cage, please consider getting a bigger one, because it makes sense. You know, it's like my biggest fear is being locked up in something and I can't do, you know, I have dreams about that actually. It's like, oh my goodness, crazy stuff. But I can only imagine, my goodness, I'm stuck in a, you know, little, it's almost like a glorified litter box. It's their toilet that they're sleeping in almost, you know, when they have their smaller cages. And a lot of people just don't have the time to spend like a lot of time with them, but even that doesn't make up for actual space size. And then of course they need a friend, and I didn't bring that up, so that's another reason you want a bigger size. Though, however, I always tell people, even if you have one or two, even if you have just one guinea pig, you still need this cage, minimum cage. because one or two, they still doesn't mean you can have a smaller cage if you just have one guinea pig. Okay, that's super important that I didn't mention. So I hope this was helpful. Hope someone, you know, we'll learn a little bit from that. It's, yeah, I'm very passionate about that, about getting guinea pigs in the right cages. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys.